Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to show the subsurface scattering effect, and that is this, how you can see the light coming through the wings and some blood in the veins. That's going to start making him look a lot more realistic. I think this wing has too much like glossiness to it, so I do actually want to start by just um, masking out a little bit more, let's see, of these. So I'm going to delete that mask and add a new one. And I'm going to, with a black brush, mask out some. It's just, I feel like it's just too much shininess there. And let me see, I want to replace, let's do, on the shiny one too, I want to get rid of that mask. And then, actually, let me see. I need to rasterize this one. Rasterize and delete that mask and then copy that one. Okay, there we go. I think that wing's looking better already. It was too shiny. Okay, so I think that this will work a little bit better without all that shine there on the wing. Okay. All right, so let's see here. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to bring, I actually messed around with this one a little bit earlier, and I'm not really that happy with it, so I'm just going to move right to the actual subsurface scattering pass. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to rasterize the layer first, and I'm going to delete the mask. I'm going to add a new mask. And then on the raster part, I'm going to do image adjustments, hue and saturation. And we're just going to click colorize here and move that slider all the way, the hue slider all the way down to red, and then bump this up. Also going to raise the lightness a bit so that we're getting actual red rather than black there in some of those areas. Raise that up just a little bit more. I do want to get a little bit more red like in here, so let me do here with a soft feathered selection with magnetic. I'm going to just make like a little selection around the areas that I want to add a little more red to. And then let's just do image adjustments, hue and saturation again, and let's, instead of going light, let's go dark with this, and there you go. That brings in a bit more of the red. Okay, so we'll hit deselect, and let's invert this mask. Image adjustments, invert, so it's gone. And what we want to do now is just paint in the hold on a minute, what happened there? Let's see the history. Oh, okay, sorry, I was on the wrong, I was on this canvas. Okay, so yeah, on the mask, let's just paint this back in here. And we can just paint it in kind of where the subsurface scattering is going to be, just on the wings. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And same here. And I'm also going to do it over his little neck fins. And let's just let's put this on, like, vivid light looks kind of cool. Let's do like a 30 there. Let's see. Which one looks the best? Hard light looks pretty good. Okay, so you can even just do normal. Hard light and normal actually kind of looking pretty much the same. So then we can just refine the mask a bit once we have that. Let's actually delete this mask and add a new mask so that we can just start affect not so we can mask this without affecting the original mask that we just did. So the first thing that I want to do is just grab my soft brush and let's just mask out areas that definitely wouldn't have subsurface scattering. That looks pretty good. Okay. Arm. And I'm just going to go a little faster than I would on a final render just to get through this a little bit quicker. But yeah, you would want to probably spend a little bit more time making sure that your masking is perfect in these areas. And then do the same thing over here. Let's get it out of the mouth. Let's get all that out. Probably we don't need those whites. They're not really doing much for us. Okay, that's looking pretty good. We can also probably, let's zoom in a little bit and do the same thing here on some of these thicker, where there's like a little, maybe a vein or like a little spine inside there that maybe wouldn't be getting the light passing through it like that. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, let's see. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so after that's done, I'm gonna actually just delete this mask again and add another one. And this time I'm gonna start to just kind of soften it even more in certain areas, try to make it look like a little bit more believable of a fade. I know for one thing, I'm going to do this again. I just, every time I don't want it to affect the old mask, I'm just deleting it and adding a new one. So this time I'm going to try to make the fade a little bit bigger, and this will help. Basically what this is doing is it's making it so that it's not such a hard line. It's like a little bit more natural of a fade. I didn't really like that. Let's just step back a little bit. So now we're getting a little bit more like kind of realistic of a fade there. We're getting just some subsurface scattering, and it just doesn't look it was a little too hard before. The lines were a little too harsh. So maybe take out some there, maybe a little bit there. That's looking pretty good. You could continue just, you can see on these wings, like I really spent a lot of time honing in on this and making it look great. So that's definitely one thing that you want to do. I think the color's good enough for now. I am going to mask some of this out. That was just a little high. So it's in the shade, so I don't think you would really be seeing so much. Yeah, we want a little bit there, but not like so much. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Okay, so I want to show that light actually shining through. So this part, it can be a little bit tricky, but just try to bear with me here. I'm going to from the base render all the way up to skin spots, I'm gonna duplicate the layers, and then I'm gonna merge them, and we're gonna want to copy one of those masks up just to get that back, and then I'm gonna delete that. Okay, then let's add our new mask again, and let's do image adjustments, actually, before I do that, so what I'm doing here now is I'm gonna make the wings a little bit darker so that then I can make them a little bit brighter in the middle. So I'm gonna do image adjustments exposure on the actual raster part, image adjustments exposure, and I'm gonna drop this exposure down like maybe something like that. And now let's just invert that mask again, image adjustments invert. Okay, and then what we want to do is just paint that back in the dark wings, just in the web part really, or the part that you want the subsurface scattering to really show. All right, I'm gonna do, let's see here, we'll do this as well. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And now let's call this SSS dark, and then I'm gonna do so I'm gonna do the exact same thing again, but then we're gonna make some bright spots. So let's go all the way down to the base render, all the way up to skin spots, and duplicate those layers again, and then merge them. And again, let's copy a mask up, and let's delete the mask, add our own new mask, and we're going to call this SSS bright. And I'm going to pull this one over the dark. Okay. So this one, we're going to do image adjustments, exposure again, but this time we're going to pull it up, make it nice and bright. Like that. Okay. That looks pretty good. And let's do the image adjustments invert on the mask to clear it out, and then let's kind of just paint in the light areas. So with your white soft brush, what we want to do is just kind of paint in softly some areas of the wings that are really getting lit up. And you know, we can fine tune this. Again, I'm going kind of quick to try to make this video not so long like that. You probably want to do a better fade in between, like I did with the two. Well, look, instead of trying to rush through this, I'll do it right. So let's do the small, where we really go over the spots that wouldn't have it. Okay, and then let's see here. Then we're gonna get rid of that mask, and we are going to add another mask and do the same thing, but this time it's not going to be fully black. So you can see what's going on. We're getting a pretty nice effect there. This this one actually probably, since it's already dark, might not need so much dark here. I actually kind of think this one looks fine. I think that was looking a little too dark. And there might be a little bit too much of this brightness coming through too. I mean, you just got to kind of tweak it and keep painting it, you know, keep messing with it till you feel like it really looks the way you want it to. You're like, hey, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, you can keep messing around with it. I think just for the sake of this, I'm gonna stop. We might want to make our subsurface scattering a little bit more visible now. If you really want to pronounce it, let's see, like 40. I think 40 looks pretty good, and like it's looking much better. I'm probably gonna spend a little bit more time like really tweaking this, but okay. The final part of the wings is adding in some veins, and I think that will definitely help as well. So let's work on that. I'm gonna bring in this wings PSD, and all this is just an image of a bat wing, and we're going to use it to add the veins. So first things first, let's do image adjustments. Sorry, image adjustments, hue and saturation, and I'm gonna desaturate this, and then the next thing is gonna be image adjustments levels, and really I just want the actually, you know what? Let me see here. I'm gonna do image adjustments levels without. Um, yeah, maybe that might actually add to the effect even more to have a little bit of that color in there. So let's see. Trying to just get it so it'll look good on a blending mode. So I'm getting mainly just those veins. All right, let's see. Let's pull that over. And then we can call this veins. Let's just save that and close it. Let's duplicate this layer and hide the first one. This one now, let's just put it in place. So let's pull it up to like right here. And it looks like it needs to be a little bit bigger. And I'm going to lower my opacity a bit so that I can see what's going on. I'm going to do edit, transform, warp. And I'm just going to kind of play with this until it's like in the right spot for where his wings are. It's kind of, I'm going real quick again. So yeah, you're gonna probably want to spend like a little bit more time perfecting this, but that looks okay. Let's just do something like this. Okay, so once that's over there, let's just look at these blending modes, like multiply. Yeah, multiply. Okay, so multiply looks good. Let's put on our mask. And again, we can actually just do the image adjustments invert to mask out that entire thing. And with our white brush, we can kind of just stamp the veins in. That looks good. So then you just want to do that for every section. So, and you're going to want to make sure that it's not like outside at all. So then you're going to want to do that same thing for each section of the wing. And like you can see, we have a section here. You would want to line that one up there. You have a section there. You would want to line that one up there. But yeah, so that is subsurface scattering on the wings. And again, I think you need to spend a little bit more time and really fine tune and hone the details until they look perfect to you. But just so for the sake of this video not being like 3 hours long, I'm gonna call it here. If you guys like this video, give me a like, give me a subscribe, give me a comment, check me out on thecreaturecreator.com, and yeah, Instagram as well. I'll see you guys later.